What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you're having a fantastic day today, and today I have a very exciting video for y'all. Today we're going to be checking out the American Airlines Company Store at the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. I really hope each and every one of you are excited for today's video, and without any further delay, let's go ahead and get started, everybody. Greetings from the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. Here we are at the American Airlines Company Store near gate C2, and I'm really excited for today's video, as today we're going to be diving into all you need to know about the American Airlines Company Store. It is really cool, and they recently started carrying model aircraft, so I'm really excited for this, and I hope you are as well. And I also want to designate that the reason that this is being categorized as a model aircraft store video is because I think that's where it fits best in my channel. There's only so many real life company stores that we'll be able to go to, as we will be going to the Alaska one in future content, so stay on the lookout for that. But nevertheless, I thought that's where it fit best, so hopefully it's understandable why it's categorized that way. So to make it as justifiable as possible, I'll start with the model aircraft section of the company store, and then of course I'll give you a look at the rest of the company store as well. So hopefully that makes sense, and if you have any questions, feel free to comment below. But let's go ahead and get started. So this company store, I think, has been established for quite some time now. The purpose mainly was to get American Airlines related items for the American Airlines employees that fly through DFW, you know, bag tags and all that, you know, clothes, they have shoes, and we'll look at all of that later in the video. But recently they also started carrying model aircraft, particularly GeminiJets, which is super cool. So that's what we're looking at here. And first and foremost, I want to show you a picture, because this is getting categorized with the DFW Airline Collectibles Show 2023 content. That's when I first visited the store, and I thought it fit well to talk about it here since it was during that visit. The reason that video wasn't made while I was on that DFW layover was because I didn't have any content when the model aircraft arrived, which was in like the summer of 2023, I believe. So I didn't have any of that, so I wanted to wait until I had that. Recently, I did have the opportunity to visit the company store, I think 3 times, which is certainly a healthy amount, and obtain some really good content from those visits. And as a result, now I have the chance to make this video here, and I thought it fit into the schedule well here to go with the DFW Airline Collectibles Show content. So that's why we're making it here. But nevertheless, here's a picture from April 2023 when that trip happened, and you can see this back wall right here is where the models ended up going. So as you can see now, and we'll look at this a little bit more later, there was some suitcases here, some various clocks and other items. But let's go ahead and get started with the models as I promised, because of course this is getting categorized as a model aircraft store video. So here are all the models that they have. So it's really cool. You just walk straight in. That picture, it was pretty much the entrance that I just showed you, and you just take a right, and they're right there on the back wall. So as you can see right here, we do have a variety of GeminiJets, some really cool ones, including several recent releases like the British Airways 777, TWA 747 SP, American Airlines Electra, and then a healthy amount of American Airlines offerings, including an Airbus A319, A320, 787, ERJ-170, and some 1-200 wide bodies as well, as you can see up there. And I don't know why, but they're carrying other airlines as well in both GeminiJets and the Skymarks department, which was the other company that they took on for this project. Obviously, TWA and some of those make sense, but Eastern, Delta, both Easterns rather, I should say. Two different types of Easterns, United, JetBlue, Lufthansa, Republic is kind of understandable, but Spirit, you know, a really interesting assortment of aircraft here. So this picture, I believe, was took just a few days ago at the time of upload. So this was their current stock, and we have additional photos that I'll show you as well, because stock does move pretty rapidly through. They do sell quite a few of these, because the 1-400 new releases are reasonably priced. They are slightly above the retail discount, but they're not MSRP. So that's really nice. But these rare models that you're seeing now, the Hawaiian 767, the United 777 Battleship Gray, TWA 747 SP, among others, those are really heavy on the price. It's also worth noting that under the counter, they've had some rare GeminiJets for quite some time. They've been really priced really high. I'm sorry, I can't even say it, because some of them, these prices that we're about to see, are crazy. And it's no offense to the person that is pricing them. I'm sure it's somebody's personal collection, and they just want to get the maximum value out of it. But man, it's just unreasonable to think that somebody doesn't have model aircraft experience will roll into a company store at the airport and buy a model for the prices that I'm going to show you here today. So certainly crazy, but nevertheless, a really good look here at the GeminiJets aircraft. It's certainly cool to see all this variety. You got the Brain FDC-8 there too, so certainly some really good mix. Also the 1-200s are really cool. The United 333 is an awesome choice, along with TWA 747s, and then of course all those American Airlines wide bodies that one would expect. So overall, this lineup's looking really good, and we'll look at how how the stock kind of moved, but I thought it was super cool that they have all these and really good stocks of each. So I'm excited to see how they'll continue to stock this going into the future. And overall, I think it's looking really cool. So definitely a really nice assortment of aircraft right there. Here's the Skymark section. As you can see, is also pretty American heavy. We have a CRJ200, 777-300, Airbus A3, that's a 222 rather, excuse me. I couldn't tell from the glance. So looking good there. And we also have some other additional aircraft, including Alaska, British Airways Concorde, some other British Airways aircraft, even a Copa Special Livery, I think a Delta's Colors in Motion, WestJet, some Turkish, Qantas. So, you know, it is DFW related in some ways in some Wonderworld, so that's nice. Even Delta 74, Emirates 333, Vets in Blue, JetBlue, and also JetBlue Barcode. So definitely a really interesting stock. I would be eager to know who's making these purchases, but definitely still really cool at the very least. And as you can see, the suitcases have moved over here to the side, so that's certainly really cool to assess. So looking good for those particular aircraft. Here's the Battleship grade 777-200. It's $150. Okay, 50 to 75, sure, but I don't know what the expectation is for somebody to come into a company store that doesn't have any experience and expect to buy a 5-inch model aircraft for $150. Like, that's no offense to the aircraft. It's certainly very valuable. I just don't know what the expectation of having it at this price point is, but 150 just seems very high. I mean, I certainly, it caught my eye when I saw it, so I checked the price, but 150 just crazy. And they do have several of them, so that's nice. So if you are on the lookout for one and are willing to pay that much, you could go to the company store and get it. They have a little bit of tax too, but overall it's fairly reasonable. Same for the rest of these. The TWA 747 has a similar price. I think the Eastern 757 here in this next photo was $89. So just really high. And I mean, I understand if it's somebody's personal collection trying to get maximum value, but I don't know if the company store is the best place to get the maximum value. Don't get me wrong, it's super cool. It's just like, dang, that's just, I don't know what the expectation is there. Here's a picture. This was from February of 2024, and you can see here, definitely ran down the stock on the top shelves there, and plenty of movement as well. You can definitely see that like the Turkishes have moved, the Air Canadas have moved, the US Air and TWAs were still working on it. Some of the American planes certainly moved fast. The Spirit A320neo, it was 100, so that's over MSRP, or right at MSRP rather. It wasn't close to the retail discount. I really like that model, so I really wanted to buy it. I would looked at it really tough, but I was like, I don't think it's worth it when I could go get it for 75 somewhere else. It's unfortunate that the 1-200s are a little bit higher on the price, but what can you do? However, they did do a good job by, you know, like the A319 Eagles planes, for example. Both of those sold, as you can see. And, you know, that can catch somebody's normal eye, and they don't know what the pricing's supposed to be. They're obviously going to pick these releases that have reasonable prices compared to some of these retro aircraft that just are extremely marked up. So, yeah, the 1-200s, of course, a little bit more expensive, but if they're all in that same price range, then some people may be able to justify, and that's why you can see some of these wide bodies moved as well. So same offerings, but of course, some of the stock, they moved it down. So still really cool to see this, and it's awesome. They also have a nice array of postcards over here, so you can see they look really good, and they are reasonably priced. That's quite nice. And again, the suitcases did move over to the right here, so that's certainly really cool to break down as well, but definitely a cool picture here from April of 2024. It is also worth noting that they have been selling these larger die-cast aircraft for quite some time. So you can see we have some various Skymarks offerings, some 787s, Flagship Valor, A300. There's a 707 over there, among others. It is certainly cool that they have moved the stock on that. They're about anywhere from $250 to $400, so obviously a little out of my budget, but still really cool. And again, since they're all priced that way, somebody may roll in there one day and buy it. They also have some other really cool items, including crew tags, a bunch of coasters for many different airlines. You can see American Heavy, but plenty of others. You can also see the like 727s and D80s, DC-10s right there too, and a 737 coaster. So they certainly have some good items in that department too. So that's quite awesome to see. And here's a better look at a 737, a TWA 707, and an American 727. So definitely good items there, and they do move every now and again. So that's pretty cool. Here's the entrance once again. So now that you've seen it all, hopefully it makes sense. This is where the models are right here. This is a really cool array of bag tags. I did buy a couple from here, but they have all airlines, United, US Air, all in alphabetical order. I bought the Southwest one right here. You can see Spirit and both liveries, Reno Air, PSA, so plenty of them there. More coasters over there on the side, and you can kind of see, and that's the back wall that I was showing you. The front desk is around this area right here, and in the glass cabinet, they have some overpriced models there, which are really cool, some older releases. So again, I won't explain the value concept again, but I'm sure that's why they're priced where they are. So still looking good nevertheless. Okay, so this is the back wall. So this is the entrance right here. Gate C2 is right here. So that counter, or sorry, the bag tags I was showing you is it's down the line, but it's here in the middle. So this is the back wall looking out. So this is where they have a nice array of American Airlines shirts. They're larger sizes, but they are really discounted. So if you can find use there, they're quite nice. So that's really cool to get to assess right there. And let the computer load here because it will take just a moment, but it should be throwing it up here pretty soon. But yeah, it's certainly a really cool company store. The model aspect's really cool, but as you're about to see here, we also have some other really cool complimentary items as well. So very excited to take a look at those once the computer decides that we're going to load, and it has. So this picture this is the door. This is a middle rack, and then they have magazines in here. So there's two sections. That first room that I kind of showed you, and then the second room, which mainly has clothes. So you can see some shirts right here that look quite nice. Flight attendant, what's your superpower? You know, kind of casual wear, which is quite nice. So this is going towards the south of the terminal. I know it's kind of hard to visualize, but this is where the gate, like TSA area, like if you're going to walk towards baggage claim, that's the way we're facing right now. So you can see a variety of American shirts, some explaining 77 Dreamliner, others just have the old AA logo on it. So it's quite cool. Some really good polos, and they're really fairly priced, which is really nice. So plenty of shirt variety in there. This is also another picture looking at it going that way, just different stock this day, like plenty of Envoy wear. So I know Taxi Via Alpha and others would appreciate that, among others. Also, we do have a Envoy 175 first class trip port coming out today, so quite fitting. So definitely get ready to check that out if you haven't, or go ahead and take a look. And now this is looking out on the gate. So you can see here we are looking outside. This picture was a 2023 shot. So you can see here we have some older American Airlines shirts and plenty of stock. So you can always ask who's working there if there's shirts that you'd want. We also have other American Airlines integrated airlines like TWA, for example. This was a February 2024 shot. So you can see here that shirt that was in the front. There's a DC3 one this time, February, April, one of those two. And plenty of good American Airlines wear in various colors, navy, gray, white, whatever you want. So that's certainly really cool right there. Okay, so there's the exit scene, really good view of outside. But if you walk straight ahead, then on the right side of those shirts I was just showing you, you can see a variety of hats. So they have Old American, New American, American Eagle, New American Eagle, Piedmont, TWA, even US Airways. So a really good variety of airlines they've integrated. On top, you also have aircraft types, 75, 76, 777, 78, 319, 320, and the list goes on. It's really cool. I also think it's cool that they have the New American tail and the American Airlines Eagle, not American Eagle, but the American Airlines Eagle with American Airlines titles on it. So that's quite cool. Also, you got the Envoy hats too, so that's quite nice. A little bit more limited on other subsidiaries, but that's okay. Here's another angle from a different day, so really cool to get to see this angle too. Some pink ones as well, so that's quite nice. And again, here's the door. Here's that front counter. You can kind of see these are not the actual models that are down the way a little bit, like in the box. There may have been one. These are just different types of models, but actual diecast models were for sale here. And here's a bunch of plushes that they have. They have quite an array of airlines: American, Air Canada, Alaska, Delta, Hawaiian, JetBlue, United, Spirit, Southwest. So cool to get to note all those here in this shot. So that's certainly very nice right there. And then they do have shoes on the back wall. So between the two shirts, the back wall, that's where shoes are. So you can see that, and more hats as well on this side too, which is quite surprising. And they do have a counter over here and so on. So pretty cool to get to see all those. And overall, that's all looking very good. So that's the last picture that I have. Overall, it's a really cool company store. I'm sorry that I don't have footage, but it's kind of tough to get it in there with how compact it all is. But they certainly pack it in there, and overall, it looks really good. So hopefully you all enjoyed it being a model aircraft store video, so that it kind of fit a little bit better for my content. Again, we will be going to the Alaska company store in the future, and there's going to be other stores as well. That was my other justification. There'll be other stores in the future that are more multi-purpose aviation related, like I'm forgetting the one in Vancouver. I think it's Flight City or City Flight. That one had multiple aviation items on it and so on. So for the sake of my channel, I think it makes sense to categorize it. If it does have model airplanes, call it a model aircraft store. But of course, there'll be other aviation items in it too. So but you know, they're pretty heavy on aviation models here for sure. You can definitely see that it's a good portion of the store now. So I'm glad to knock this out here, and I really hope you all have enjoyed all the DFW Airline Collectible Show content for 2023 in preparation for 2024's. So definitely stay on the lookout for the Envoy 175 trip report, which should be out if you haven't even if you're watching this even a few hours after it's coming out. So definitely check that out, along with the conclusion video for it, and then we're moving straight into our next trip. So I really hope all of you have been enjoying all this uptick in content. I'm excited to get more organized, and I really hope all of you are as well. So with all that being said, everybody, that'll do. Or I should also mention that they do have a website for American Airlines brand items too, and you can definitely check that out too. They have really good deals on there, so definitely check it out. But nevertheless, that will now do it for today's video, everybody. Really hope you all enjoyed this company store. Really cool, and if you have any questions, feel free to comment below. So with all that being said, everybody, that'll do it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. My name's Redriveraviation. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Trust process. Do you love and love you do. My name's Redriveraviation. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.